It's a summoned beast scorned by the entire world. But the moment I call it forth, I'm ecstatic, hugging it and kissing it wildly. Watching this, my classmates start mocking me, calling me the world's biggest fool. And even Mr. Wells, who once held high hopes for me, now furiously curses me for wasting all his training. I just smile silently, turn around, and sell every single thing I own, trading it all for 10,000 pounds of monster meat to feed my puppy, activating the hidden talent buried deep inside it. I stroke its little head, and a contract notification rings out in my mind. Loyalty? Never betray. Initiate soul bond? I resolutely choose yes. My soul feels like it's being ripped apart. I scream and collapse to the ground. The classmates around me think I can't handle the blow, and they pile on with mockery. My girlfriend Willow, the school beauty, walks over too, with a hint of apology and softly says, "The college trial is the only chance for ordinary families like ours to climb the ladder. Liam, the Lancer Knight, has just agreed to team up with me, so I won't be going with you." I get up casually and reply, "No problem." Hearing that light, simple answer, the words of explanation she had prepared get stuck in her throat. A feeling of being unimportant rises in her heart, and she snorts coldly, turning and walking away without a shred of pity. The girls beside her shoot disgusted looks at me. She's just pretending to be calm. "Willow, you didn't do anything wrong. Why are you groveling? That mangy palm-sized puppy of his deserves you?" But right now I'm not paying any attention to those two, because once the soul bond completes, I discover that my puppy has awakened a SSS grade talent. Greedy gluttony. It can convert any food it devours into pure energy, ignoring every limit, growing endlessly, smashing past every barrier to evolve. So all that suffering wasn't for nothing. In all of Great Xie, those who have awakened a SSS grade talent can be counted on one hand. Every time another one appears, the nation pays the highest level of attention and assigns full-time protection, because their power is simply too immense. I grab the puppy and pull it close. "From now on, your name is Shadow. You're going to work hard for me." Shadow licks itself, looking absolutely delighted. I toss it a piece of meat, and within moments it devours every last bite. Common quality flesh consumed. Evolution points plus 0.5. As the notification rings out, Shadow's body grows almost imperceptibly larger, and every base stat rises by 1 point. This is just from a single ordinary piece of meat. If it consumes more, how terrifying could it become? At that thought, my heart starts pounding. And what shocks me even more, my own strength has gone up too. So the cheat ability feeds part of the summon's energy back to me. I immediately spend 6 million on 10,000 pounds of mutated beast meat, then summon Shadow with a flick of thought. Seeing the blood-red pile in front of it, Shadow feels an overwhelming hunger surge from deep inside, opens its jaws and tears in, frantically converting every chunk of meat it swallows. With each bite, endless energy floods Shadow's entire body, and its size grows visibly larger by the second. At the same moment, I feel every part of my body strengthening too. Half an hour later, Shadow has shot up past 2 meters, and every one of my stats has risen by 10 points, enough to stand out in any class. Shadow's almost cheat-like growth lets me close the gap with others fast. With that in mind, I don't hesitate any longer. I tap the evolve button on the system. The instant I confirm, the terrifying talent core deep inside Shadow trembles, and waves of special black evolutionary force erupt. Cells divide, genes recombine, life leaps to a higher tier. Congratulations! Your summoned Shadow has gained the skill rend. Congratulations! Your summoned Shadow has awakened a new talent. Titan form. Triples body size, increases strength and defense by 300%, and decreases speed by 50%. After this evolution, every one of Shadow's stats has broken past 50 points, and that's only at level 1. Even top-tier summons can't compare. Humans divide summons into 4 ranks, low, mid, high, and top, and the standard is talent. S grade equals high tier, double S equals top tier. As for summons with triple S grade talent, none has ever appeared in Great Xie. I take Shadow home to rest, ready to see what monsters show up at tomorrow's college trial. The next day, countless exam takers gather in the plaza, and Mr. Wells is going over the details of entering the dungeon. This year's college trial throws students from several top high schools together, and the pressure is at a fever pitch. Liam, once full of confidence, is now drenched in nervous sweat. "Ethan, are you really still showing up? Just give up. Save yourself the embarrassment. There's a saying, if you never compete, you can keep telling yourself you never lost." The one talking is Aaron. Beside him stands Willow in her mage robe, slim and graceful. Clearly they're teammates. I can't be bothered. As a bell rings out, 4 bronze gates swing open simultaneously, and waves of cold, ghostly air pour from the cracks. Without hesitation, the students check the dungeon assigned to them. We're done. Cloudhaven 2nd got Bone Burial Forest, one of the highest failure rate dungeons. All dungeons have similar difficulty. What's there to brag about? Of course Third High wouldn't complain. They got the easier one. Hearing this, Mr. Wells quickly turns to the students behind him. Bone Burial Forest has complex terrain and extremely dense underbrush. You absolutely have to watch out for ambushes. Stay alert to everything around you. Then Mr. Wells pulls out something that looks like a watch. This is a recorder made by the engineers, and it transmits your scores from inside the dungeon back to us. Another bell rings, marking the official start of the college trial. A girl in white armor with long ice blue hair, her face strikingly beautiful, is the first to enter the dungeon. That's Crystal from Third High. She's going in solo. The more people on a team, the more the score reduction. Anyone with real skill goes solo. Crowds of younger students sitting around the plaza buzz with excitement. With a flick of intent, I connect to the dungeon and white light envelops me alone. I'm going solo too. Once every student is inside, a level 20 middle-aged man waves his hand and 4 water screens flicker to life. Just then, a flash of white light. A Cloudhaven second student has voluntarily quit the dungeon. The Cloudhaven second teachers exchange a glance and all lower their heads, silent. Feeling the mocking stares, Principal Mason's face darkens, and he stares at the water screen without a word. Then on the slowly shifting surface, a lone young man appears, scanning the dense forest around him. Principal Mason looks shocked and immediately speaks up. Did Cloudhaven second produce a student this talented in yesterday's class awakening? Hearing this, Mr. Wells doesn't know how to respond. He knows perfectly well I'm just an ordinary summoner. Meanwhile, inside the dungeon, after a brief dizzy spell, I quickly regain focus and scan my surroundings. Suddenly something thuds down. Without a moment's hesitation, I close my left hand, and a meter-long magic staff materializes in my palm. A barrel-thick dark green worm leaps down from above, its head splitting wide open to reveal rows of horrifying fangs. I grip the staff, and a flash of white light shoots from its tip, piercing straight through the worm's body. Sliced clean in two, it crashes to the ground like a kite with a snapped string. You have killed a venom-tooth worm. 5 experience gained. At the same moment, the device on my wrist flashes, score plus 15. Outside, everyone is stunned. Isn't he a summoner? But that reflex and speed, only someone with high agility could pull that off. Mr. Wells looks just as bewildered. He had seen me do well in combat practice before, but never anything close to this. After killing the worm, I head deeper into the forest. Just then, with eerie shrieks rising in the air, short, ugly creatures with greenish skin appear. I recognize them instantly. Goblins. The textbooks describe them as vicious, breeding obsessively, and turning on their own kind when food runs out. I count roughly 50 or 60. With that many swarming me at once, I'd basically be done. So I summon Shadow in my mind. White light flashes, and a long, haunting wolf howl echoes across the forest. Shadow's cold vertical pupils lock onto the rushing goblin's fangs bared, its limbs explode with force, and it shoots forward like a cannonball. The lead goblin's skull shatters instantly, the body flying backward with momentum to spare. The goblins on both sides scream and swing their weapons down with all their strength, the jagged bone weapons slamming into Shadow's back and snapping in half with a sharp crack. Shadow swipes a paw at a goblin's head, and the skull bursts apart. Shadow drops all defense and slaughters through them like they aren't even there. Even the dim-witted goblins feel pure instinctive terror. They stop attacking and scatter in panicked flight. Once you come, none of you leave. I direct Shadow toward the fleeing ones and charge the nearest goblin myself. Watching this savage display, the outside crowd erupts. Cloudhaven second has a senior this insane? Forget the summon. How is he this strong himself? He must be cheating. In the Cloudhaven second viewing area, the freshman and sophomore students are bursting with excitement. Just over 10 minutes ago, when people saw I had run into goblins, almost everyone assumed I was about to be eliminated. And now I'm carving through a goblin horde with a single beast at my side. Watching this, Principal Mason lights up with joy. To reach this level this fast, at minimum, that's a B-grade talent, and a growth type at that. The potential rivals a high-tier summon. Is Cloudhaven second finally producing a genius who can carry the school? He turns quickly. What's Ethan's score right now? According to the recorder, he's at 560, ranking first in Cloudhaven second. But Crystal from third high is even more terrifying, 830, far ahead of everyone else. Hearing this, Principal Mason and the other teachers all draw sharp breaths. Less than 20 minutes into the dungeon, and that score is already in the running for provincial top score. Inside the dungeon, balls of light rise from each goblin corpse and flow into me. My level climbs to 2, spirit up by 5 points. That's the weakness of an ordinary class. Even if I keep leveling, the gap only widens later, eventually becoming an unbridgeable chasm, but I can close it through the energy Shadow feeds back to me. My score has already cleared the qualifying line, making academy admission a done deal, but my goal goes far beyond this. Right now, Shadow is crunching down on goblin corpses. Shadow, let's move. The hunt is just beginning. Goblins are pack creatures. Since a war party showed up here, there must be more nearby. 10 minutes pass and we don't run into a single monster, which only confirms my suspicion. They call this a dungeon, but it's more like a unique pocket world. Everything inside doesn't respawn automatically. It follows natural laws, just like the real world. Suddenly, several bone spears come flying through the air, and goblins pour in from every direction, screeching and charging with their weapons raised. Not a trace of fear shows on my face. My staff shifts into sword form, and I behead a goblin in an instant. Focused as if I've reached enlightenment, I tear through these fragile creatures. Every dodge, every blade swing strikes precisely, claiming a life. In this moment, I dance like a butterfly on the wind, with wings forged into the scythe of death. The fight is so elegant it borders on art, and the spectators outside roar with thrill. From top to bottom at Cloudhaven second, both teachers and students light up with delight. His combat technique is incredible. He must have put serious work into this. And his swordsmanship is even better. Every cut slices through the throat with pinpoint accuracy, not a millimeter off. By now, they aren't watching anyone else. Every single eye is locked on me, never looking away. Mr. Wells's lip twitches. In 3 years of high school, he had never once seen me pick up a sword in combat practice. The kid hit it way too well. Bad news, those are level 6 berserker goblins, and there are 13 left. Ethan's in trouble. Wait, there are fire goblins and frost goblins too. Going solo to raid a goblin nest is way too risky. Every teacher's heart tightens with worry. Once these new goblins appear, the rest of the goblins find their backbone and stop attacking blindly. As the fire goblins start chanting, fist-sized fireballs form and rocket toward me in unison. I dodge one fireball after another, while the other goblin sees the chance to lunge at me. I tilt my head to dodge an oncoming bone spear, then snap my hand around the goblin's throat and hurl it into the path of an incoming fireball. Brilliant flames erupt, swallowing the goblin's body in an instant. I keep playing the role of human cannon, launching goblins like artillery shells at the fire goblins. Oh my god, you can do that? Every student watching outside is stunned, and Mr. Wells stares blankly. He's pretty sure he never taught that move. By now, I've sent the fire goblins spinning in confusion. If they cast, they hit their own kind. If they don't, they die. After dragging them in circles, Shadow reaches the rear and picks them off one by one. Out of more than 100 goblins, only a lonely few remain, and they have no choice but to run. This time, I don't finish them off. I just stroll along behind them, planning to destroy their lair directly. I follow the surviving goblins into a cave, and several skinny green bodies suddenly drop from the walls above. My grip tightens, and the sword in my hand cuts decisively in one direction. Goblin heads and bodies hit the ground separately, and the remaining two get caught in Shadow's night-seeing jaws. A crunch, and Shadow gulps them down with relish. Then countless flickers of firelight appear at the bend of the passage. My expression shifts and I retreat fast. Hideous shapes swarm across the cave walls. Face grim, I shout, "Shadow!" Shadow's body explodes in size at terrifying speed. Titan form. It charges forward, knocking goblins out of the air. The surrounding goblins are scattered like rag dolls, and one massive paw strike crushes them into bloody pulp. Right then, an earth-shaking savage roar rings out. A monstrous beast emerges, neck thick with coarse fur, muscles swollen, a body as tall as a small building, glaring furiously at Shadow. My face hardens. It's the boss. The troll takes a step and charges, the whole cave shaking with each footfall. Shadow shows no fear and rushes straight in. Black light wraps around its claws, striking the troll first and leaving 4 deep gashes. Feeling the pain, the troll erupts with even greater rage. Its meter-wide hands grab Shadow's head and slam it down hard. Shadow's limbs buckle, blood seeping from the corner of its mouth, and it lets out a pained howl. Seeing Shadow pinned, I immediately cast my class skill, Empower, boosting all base stats by 20%. Threads of white light wrap around Shadow, and it instantly flips the troll onto the ground, ripping off a chunk of flesh in a single bite. The troll's eyes flash blood red, and it activates its bloodlust skill. The two tangle in a brawl that grows wilder by the second. I keep Empower active while casting Restore, and the noise carries hundreds of meters. Who's the maniac fighting a boss? A 3-person team comes running, planning to help and grab some credit. But when they arrive, they freeze, because no team is fighting the boss, just me alone. Right then, with the sword in my hand, I deliver the killing blow, and the troll's health bar drops to 0. None of the students nearby dares to interfere. Liam and Willow are among them, both staring forward in shock. He turned into this in a single day? Then another 4-person team walks up. It's Ryan from the honors class. Didn't expect our school had a beast like you. Your summon's badly hurt, want us to heal it? We've got a holy mage with serious healing. The moment he finishes, Ryan gets kicked by the cute girl behind him. We're good, thanks. On their way out, they happen to spot the score on my wrist. 5-3-20. Damn! Right then, Willow walks up, her cheeks flushed. The moment she gets close, Shadow's blood-red pupils lock onto her coldly. Willow feels like she's plunged into a frozen pit, her legs going weak. I don't even turn to look at her, afraid I'll fall back into her sweet snare. I head back into the cave, letting Shadow keep eating to grow stronger. Once Shadow finishes off every monster, an energy cocoon wraps around it. This evolution clearly outclasses the last Beast King stage. I just wonder what kind of combat power it'll have when it emerges. Before long, a pair of sharp claws tears the cocoon open. Shadow's fur has turned deep blue, noble and cold. It gains new skills, Intimidate and Flame, and even its talent has risen a tier. A total transformation across the board. With 1 hour left in the college trial, I ride Shadow to hunt for other monster strongholds. 10 minutes later, Shadow and I reach another boss territory, the level 15 Twisted Tree King. Watching me head toward it, Principal Mason outside frowns deeply. He knows the Twisted Tree King's health and attack are more than double the troll's, and I'm only level 4. To pull off a power gap like that is 1 in a million across the entire country. Inside the dungeon, the moment I step into the muddy ground, trees with blood-red eyes split open massive mouths along their trunks, and they uproot themselves, branches stabbing at me. I show no fear, charging forward and drawing the blade from my staff in one motion. In the blink of an eye, I swing 5 times fast enough to leave after images, and the branches fall to the ground severed. My gaze turns cold. In 3 quick strides, I close in on the treant, thrusting my blade straight into its split mouth. Sap floods out of the gaping wound, and the treant's health bar drops to 0. It crashes to the ground. Witnessing their kin's death, the surrounding treants snarl and close in. Just then, Shadow roars with fury, ripping the nearest treant apart with a single swipe. Then pitch-black flames erupt from inside it, spreading across its body and leaping to the other treants. The treants shriek and writhe in terror, but no matter how hard they struggle, they can't extinguish the pitch-black flames. Flames that burn by devouring their very life force. I'm a little stunned myself. Shadow's flame attribute is absolutely insane. Soon the treants are reduced to ash in the black inferno. The pitch-black flames return to Shadow's body. The flames basically let Shadow skip the eating step entirely and absorb energy directly. In no time at all, Shadow and I both gain a level, and my score shoots up to 7,120. Suddenly, the ground bursts apart, and arm-thick golden branches lash out to strangle us. A furious, ferocious roar comes from the distance. Hundreds of treants escort a 100-meter-tall tree king as it slowly emerges. I quietly take a step back. Even with all my base stats now over 50 points, going up against that thing would probably kill me. I know my own limits. Shadow, go take them out. Strong enemies always get handed off to the summon. Shadow's eyes flash with savage light, pitch-black flames igniting across its body, and it charges in its strongest form straight at the twisted tree king in the center. The pitch-black flames devour everything in their path, treants screaming in agony. I seize the moment to move in and harvest, watching them die one by one. The twisted tree king lets out a long bellow, and countless golden branches shoot at Shadow. Shadow ignores defense entirely, and charges madly at the tree king's main body. Shadow's razor-sharp claws glow with black light, and it slashes down ferociously, ripping bark off the tree king. The tree king's face contorts with rage, and every branch stabs at Shadow from every angle, but Shadow relies on its raw body defense, trading wound for wound. The pitch-black flames slowly creep upward, and the twisted tree king's eyes fill with terror. It can feel its life being eaten away bit by bit. The twisted tree king is afraid, and tries desperately to flee, but Shadow lets out a roar, and the pitch-black flames coil around it like chains, binding it in place. Shadow's attacks grow even more violent. Ryan and his 3 teammates, who arrive to help, swallow hard, their faces full of awe. A level 15 second-tier twisted tree king is being completely overwhelmed. Seeing them surprises me too. Then a huge crashing sound rings out. The twisted tree king falls. White light rises off me, my level climbs to 8, and my recorder score jumps another 3,000. The remaining treants are yours, all 4 of you. This score is way too easy to get. Sasha's mouth falls open slightly. Their scores have hit the minimum admission threshold for an elite academy in just over 10 minutes. Every time we faced a monster before, we gave it everything, but Ethan's Shadow is just too intimidating. No matter how we kill these treants, not one of them dares to turn back. By now, all the pitch-black flames have returned to Shadow's body. In its normal form, Shadow has grown to 7 meters, and all my base stats have broken 70 points. My level has just hit 10. Time for the first-class advancement. This college trial is over. The dungeon starts forcibly teleporting students out, and crowds bathed in white light return to the broad plaza, where roaring cheers welcome them. Shadow's 7-meter form crouches steady beside me. He actually did it. First place! Principal Mason and the teachers flush red with excitement. It's terrifying. He's incredibly strong himself too. To kill that many monsters as a summoner on this scale is unheard of. Wells, you've got yourself one hell of a student. Come on, let's go meet Ethan. Principal Mason can hardly wait and pulls them along. At the edge of the plaza on the other side, Willow's face has gone pale with regret. She had quit the dungeon an hour earlier, got eliminated, and her score won't even get her into a higher academy. At that thought, Willow's eyes flash with venom. Meanwhile, Crystal is surrounded by Third High's teachers and principal, and they sigh among themselves. Cloudhaven Second got insanely lucky, producing a monster prodigy like that. Yeah. Crystal, don't get discouraged. Your 19,500 is already amazing. I'm fine. Then Crystal glances toward Cloudhaven Second's direction, looking thoughtful. Just then, the provincial leaderboard comes out. No question, I'm in first place. Shadow really is a freak of nature. Not only does its growth have no ceiling, but its combat power keeps climbing terrifyingly with every evolution. I've already started looking forward to the next summon. Back home, I share the news with Lily and Mom, and the 1 million Huaxia coins for being provincial first hits my account. From now on, Mom and Lily won't have to keep scraping by. I head to my room to prepare for the class advancement, which requires clearing a random dungeon. I look at the panel and don't hesitate. I tap confirm. I vanish from the room. System notification, coordinates 0 to 8, 6 to 9-4. This is a world riddled with holes on the verge of collapse where humanity's last spark is about to go out. Can you bring salvation or destruction? System notification, optional task 1. Eliminate 1,000 calamity beasts. Protect the survivors when possible. Optional task 2. Help the mother calamity devour everything to evolve. Total participants, 10. Time limit, 24 hours. You cannot voluntarily return to Blue Star. System notification, optional task 1. Eliminate 1,000 calamity beasts. Protect the survivors when possible. Optional task 2. Help the mother calamity. Total participants, 10. Time limit, 24 hours. You cannot voluntarily return to Blue Star. Without warning, I appear in the middle of a ruined wasteland. I frown slightly, and without a second thought, I pick task 1. If the mother calamity devours everything, what does my shadow eat? Right at that moment, a figure goes flying through a glass doorway nearby, and countless shards rain down with a petite girl who falls to the ground. A blood-red, skinless crawling calamity beast bursts out of the dim hall, lunging at her. The girl strains to reach for the longsword beside her, but she's a step too slow. The terror of death floods her chest, and her hands instinctively shield her face. Just then a flash of swordlight cuts through. The crawling calamity beast's head separates, and the body in midair loses balance and crashes to the ground. Hello, I'm Ethan. I'm Robin. I'm just about to ask her about this world, when a sharp female voice calls out, "Something's wrong, everyone fall back!" Robin's face changes instantly, and she grabs me to leave. Sure enough, before she finishes, a car comes flying straight at us from a distance. I yank hard, throwing Robin behind me, and brace my staff in front to take the hit head-on. The massive impact sends me skidding back over 10 meters before I stop. Robin's face twists with panic, and she runs over despite the pain. Are you okay? I steady the surging blood in my chest and shake my head. Then I look ahead. In front of us stands a two-legged calamity beast covered in jagged spikes. It's a blade demon. We can't get away. Robin's eyes are grim, her fingers tightening around her sword hilt. The blade demon walks faster, and the next instant the ground caves under its feet as it bursts forward. Before Robin can react, a figure flashes past her, meeting it head-on. I pull the blade from my staff, and it clashes against the blade demon's razor arm with a clear, ringing sound. The blade demon shrieks and swings its other blade arm at my head. I knock it back hard and shout, "Robin, give me your sword!" Hearing this, Robin grabs the hilt without hesitation and tosses it over. The blade demon takes it as a challenge, charging in with both blade arms whirling wildly. I'm not afraid in the slightest, a sword in one hand, a blade in the other. In a matter of seconds, we exchange dozens of blows, fast enough to leave after images. After more than 1,000 exchanges, I find an opening. I tilt my head slightly to dodge a fatal strike, then sweep the longsword in my left hand upward. The razor edge slices clean through the blade demon's arm, and before it can react, my blade stabs straight at its heart, piercing through the tough hide and out the other side. Robin rubs her still aching arm and walks over. You're not from here, are you? I don't quite know how to answer, and just smile faintly. We can leave now. It's the karmic miasma. The karmic miasma has lasted an entire month. More and more people couldn't endure the torment. They went mad and turned into monsters that only know how to kill. Now the miasma has changed again. Even buildings, mountains, and rivers are mutating. Humanity has no idea how to survive anymore. After hearing this, I have a rough understanding of this world. Just then, a dozen people appear at the bend of the road, all looking panicked. Robin, what are you still doing here? Run, now! The tall woman in front shouts. As she finishes, the ground starts trembling. A massive wave is surging toward us. Crimson karmic miasma gathers in the sky, and roars erupt from every direction. Calamity beasts emerge on the high rises around us, bloodthirsty eyes fixed on everyone. The crimson forms a wall in that moment, surrounding everyone, closing in. All their legs slow down, despair welling up from the bottom of their hearts. Everyone swallows hard. Robin, stay close to me, Luna says, glancing at me, assuming I'm from another survivor group. I don't pay it any mind, walking straight forward. Wait, what are you doing? We're surrounded. This isn't the time to play hero. No. They're the ones I've surrounded. Killing this many calamity beasts will send my rating shooting up. Shadow. In a blaze of white light, the 7-meter shadow appears in an instant, its roar shaking the heavens. Shadow's vertical pupils stare coldly at the wave of calamity beasts ahead, then it shifts straight into Titan form, exploding to 28 meters, taller than some of the buildings. Shadow's limbs slam down, splitting the ground in countless cracks, and like a missile, it charges into the calamity beast horde. Under the searing heat, every calamity beast lasts only seconds before dying in shrieks of agony, turning into nutrients. All those watching from behind freeze in shock. Watch out! Suddenly a dozen or so calamity beasts charge toward us, and Luna immediately calls out the warning, her feet moving fast to support, but the next second she stops cold. She sees me not retreating, but advancing. A sword in one hand and a blade in the other, slicing through them like cutting cabbages. In a flash, every attacking calamity beast is dead. Luna's mouth drops open. There's not a single sign of mutation on me. I should be weak. Then Luna remembers something. Half a year ago, while scavenging supplies, she had come across people just like me. Unmutated, yet incredibly strong. Those people destroyed survivor hideouts, exposed the survivors to calamity beasts to be killed, and even broke the legs of those who tried to run. A pack of subhuman trash, and they had the nerve to tell me we're the same kind. That line, Luna has never forgotten. Ethan isn't like those people. He saved me twice. Robin quickly explains, sensing what Luna is thinking. Doesn't matter, stay away from him. Right now he's pulling most of the calamity beast's attention. We'll break out while we can. Luna takes a deep breath, a flash of hatred in her eyes. But just as they start moving closer, a bolt of lightning crashes down. No one passes through here. A young man with golden hair, holding a book, walks out of the building. As the blonde mage chants, lightning balls form one after another. Right then, my expression changes sharply. I sweep my longsword sideways, and a dagger clangs against it. A delicately beautiful woman slowly materializes in front of me. Without hesitation, I cut my blade across her slim waist, but she vanishes, reappearing dozens of meters away, saying nothing. I plant my feet hard and charge at her. Aren't you going to act yet? As the words drop, a torrent of flames blasts out of a building, and we collide with sparks flying. The burly fire user inside the flames clicks his tongue. You're really a summoner? The scorching flames blast at my face, but my expression stays cold, and I knock him back with my blade. Players from different factions in a rebirth dungeon can't kill each other. Get caught and you're instantly wanted. But rebirth dungeons with faction divisions are the exception. I never thought someone would actually pick task 1. Doesn't Great Jia teach you how to choose to maximize survival in a rebirth dungeon? The calamity beasts clearly have the advantage. Anyone with half a brain would know what to pick. Watching the 6 of them treat me like prey caught in a trap, I just say calmly, have you all heard the saying? The best hunters always appear as prey. I drew you out so openly. Do you really think I came without a plan? You all spoke beautifully just now. As payment, allow me to host your funeral. I gradually start to smile. The dishes are served. Time for Shadow to feast. A savage roar rolls out in every direction. Pitch black flames spread across hundreds of meters, framing the giant black wolf. In an instant it grows another 8 times larger, looking even more savage and terrifying. Every one of them feels deep dread shoot through their souls. Watching the giant black wolf charge at them, cold dread surges from the four of them's feet straight up to the crown of their heads, fear nearly breaking their minds. Just as Shadow's claws are about to come down, three of them manage to break through the panic and scatter in every direction. The unlucky last one doesn't even get a scream out. Shadow rips them apart in an instant. Seeing this, the rest break into cold sweat. They had assumed holding off the summon would be enough, but as a summoner, he has combat power equal to theirs. And this beast, beyond brutally tough and devastating, also has crowd control. Forget holding it off. Surviving 3 minutes against it is going to be tough. As Shadow charges at the next closest target, the blonde mage grits his teeth and quickly chants in some arcane tongue. Wild lightning weaves together, condensing into half-meter thick chains that wrap around Shadow's limbs and neck. Kill it now. I can only hold it for 10 seconds. Before he can finish, Shadow's right claw rips and the lightning chains shatter. How is this possible? That's my tier 1 talent. The blonde mage stares in shock. After I cast Empower, Shadow's strength climbs another notch. Seeing this, no one dares hold back. They throw out their trump cards. The woman in cyan splits into several shadows, stabbing at me from different angles. Suddenly, ice spikes form above her head, raining down, forcing her back step by step. A girl with ice-colored long hair walks gracefully forward, frost spreading along the ground around her. Every calamity beast that gets close turns to a statue. No surprise. I'll hold him off. The burly fire user surges forward in an inferno, the other three striking at the same time, trying to take me down in seconds. But just then a great roar rings out. Punks! My taunt is active! In an instant, all three of them turn around, glaring viciously at the big tank with the shield. Then the giant black wolf appears behind the three who have lost their reason. The next second, claws tear through them. Three become 4 pieces. Then Shadow turns and slams its claws into a nearby building, sending countless stone shards at the woman in cyan. The shards rip through her clothes and pierce her skin. Shadow catches up in a flash, raises its claws and brings them down. The pitch-black flames swallow her body whole. On the other side, an ice storm suddenly explodes. Wherever it passes, buildings and life turn into ice statues. The burly fire user becomes an icicle on the spot. Now, of the 7 prey, only 1 remains. As everyone turns with killing intent, the blonde mage's face goes deathly pale. He fires off a wave of falling lightning and bolts. I dodge it all in a few quick movements, then with one swing of my longsword, the blonde mage's head and body part ways. Do you know about the Mother Calamity? It's a being that emerged from countless calamity beasts, gaining its own consciousness. You're going after the Mother Calamity? Killing it is the only way to get the highest rating, and it's the only thing that counts as bringing a sliver of salvation to this world. We meet again, Ethan. We meet again, Ethan. Holy crap, dude, you're the Eastern Sky Province valedictorian? No wonder you're this strong. Before I can answer, the big tank speaks up in shock. After chatting for a while, the three of us get more comfortable, and I learn the big tank's name is Roland. I tell them I plan to kill the Mother Calamity, and they don't even hesitate before agreeing. The three of us immediately set out for the city center. Soon we reach a bridge, and calamity beasts with red glowing eyes pour toward us in a frenzy. Shadow shoots out from the bridge, then crashes into the horde of calamity beasts flooding the entire road. Pitch black flames erupt. My face hardens. The Mother Calamity has noticed us. Crystal's eyes glow ice blue, like a cold, indifferent goddess. Sharp ice spikes form above her head, and at Crystal's thought, every spike rockets at the calamity beast wave coming from behind. Countless calamity beasts get pierced through, falling row by row like cut leaks. But more keep flooding in. Every calamity beast in the city is converging on this spot from every direction. I start feeling the pressure rise. Tens, even hundreds of millions of calamity beasts in this entire city. Even if we exhaust ourselves, we'll never finish them all. So I shout, cut off the head, the body falls. Shadow, go kill the Mother Calamity. Hearing this, Shadow turns and charges across the bridge. Across the bridge, there's a dangerous presence, the Mother Calamity. The moment Shadow reaches the other side of the bridge, a 15-meter-long, dark red tentacle bursts out of the mist and slams into it. Several buildings collapse as Shadow gets knocked through them, only stopping more than 20 meters away. Shadow roars, shaking the dust off, rising from the rubble of concrete and stones, its cold vertical pupils locked onto the Mother Calamity. A giant eyeball over 60 meters across, with countless smaller eyes, all of them staring back at Shadow. Pitch black flames erupt from Shadow as it launches its attack, body bursting forward. Under Shadow's all-out charge, the broken buildings shake violently. The countless eyes of the giant eyeball contract in unison, and 15 dark red tentacles whip out at Shadow. Shadow dodges what it can, and what it can't. It slashes with claws wrapped in black light, only to hear the sound of metal scraping. Suddenly, one of the dark red tentacles strikes Shadow, sending it flying backward. All the ground it gained in seconds erased. Before, Shadow had relied on Titanform's overwhelming strength and defense to crush enemies in close combat. But now, against the giant eyeball's tentacle attacks, none of that works. In a roar, the pitch black flames erupt without restraint, blistering heat blasting outward. Shadow shoots forward, its mana draining fast, making a do-or-die push. On my end, I'm getting tense. Through my soul connection with Shadow, I can faintly feel its life force ebbing. Now, Crystal suddenly opens her ice blue eyes. Frost annihilation. In an instant, countless calamity beasts shatter into flying ice fragments. Seizing the opening, I make the call, go intercept the Mother Calamity. The only chance now is to get Shadow to evolve. Soon the three of us reach the city center. A roar comes from up ahead. We don't hesitate and run in, and quickly we see Shadow, gravely wounded, barely alive, but its claws still grip the ground tightly, refusing to retreat no matter how many tentacles strike, slowly, stubbornly walking forward. Seeing this, I run straight at Shadow. Shadow, devour these calamity beasts. At the same time, I cast Restore and Empower. Faint white light glows over Shadow. Shadow's pupils tremble. With a roar, it knocks back the dark red tentacles and charges into the calamity beast wave. Pitch black flames bloom like a lotus, instantly spreading. The giant eyeball senses the problem and immediately gives the order for all calamity beasts to stay clear. But it's too late. Endless pitch black flames carry the devoured energy back into Shadow's body. Without hesitation, I tap evolve on the panel, and a terrifying surge of black power erupts from deep within Shadow, bursting outward in a pillar of pitch black light that shoots into the sky. Shadow's body grows past 100 meters in an instant. System notification, congratulations. Your summon Shadow has gained skill swift. System notification, congratulations. Your summon Shadow has gained a new talent, adamant body. All stats increased by 60 points. I let out a breath. Another total upgrade. Shadow's vertical pupils lock onto the giant eyeball. Its body completely transformed. Its rigid wolf fur giving off a faint golden glow, looking divine and dominating. Reborn anew. Its rigid wolf fur giving off a faint golden glow, looking divine and dominating. The giant eyeball's eyes shudder violently. The instant the black power explodes outward, it's frozen still by the terrifying aura of all-devouring hunger. But what follows is endless rage. It can devour and evolve too. It's the one that becomes strongest. The thickest dark red tentacles whip out in unison. The air booming with force. Shadow stands like a mountain, unmoving. 15 dark red tentacles lash against it, and only the golden glow trembles slightly. The pitch black flames fuse with lightning in titan form, give up in an instant. The pitch black flames from a 400 meter tall shadow is 7 beast, and a kilometer wide area instantly becomes a sea of black fire. Shadow charges right up to the giant eyeball. As its claws raise, a massive beast Shadow's claws raise too. The claws of intense pitch black flames slash down. Several of the giant eyeball's eyes go blind in an instant. A cry of agony carrying out. Its tentacles whip wildly. Shadow can't deal any damage. The giant eyeball roars and rapidly absorbs carnage mass into itself. In an instant, its body blows into full size, and the dark red tentacles start growing countless sharp barbs. This was originally the power and safe for evolving to the next life here. Now it has to use a heavy schedule. Dark red tentacles surround Shadow from every direction. To attack together furiously. The ground shaking non-stop, wars echoing across the sky. Hours later, only Shadow still stands on the ruins. The giant eyeball comes size on dark. Its entire body slowly devoured by the pitch black flames. This crystal eyeball starts to smile. Killing with calamity plus thousands of calamity beasts. Rain will absolutely sky high. The next day, the flight of light, the three of us vanish from where we stand. Time's up. Beginning 7 days performance. Total calamity skill 8560. Other calamity successfully killed. Congratulations, rating perfect. Class advances under swordsman, rare and unique. Description. A strength class born for you. Congratulations on a new class skill. Spell manifest. Skill effect. Updates real and unreal. Immortal physical defense and deal one wound. Looking at panel on ignores his defense and direct wound target line. Meaning, as long as the opponent has no defense, then he slices out in an instant. This skill is genuinely terrifying. I believe a countless pattern appears in my hand, and I'm going to completely safe from it. Shake my hand, but the spells are away. Looks like skipping, he uses an arm. Smile feeling open phone. After 7 from rolling crystal, I see him from wells. For cruising the academy, so back to you better than the school. I'm from that's all on, so I got hit immediately. I finally seconded wells waiting school gate. Moment see the hero, finding it. This time all 5 lead times and crucial instant. It's unprecedented I see. I follow through wells I follow dragon shape soul from the door. This makes a heavy board. Inside the equipment skill need. My eyes light up. These are exactly what I need. My pulse sword, ordinary grade, is your 2 fantasy battles. Is already broken. I see the sword and then inside. 2 changes of face surface in an instant. The first is sky power activate. Its form, gains lead harm, capable of anything. Its form, gains 4 wisdom. Games from land, and skill by 50%. The second is skill. Place it. Just use rough instant 100 using looking at the year skill. I'm further satisfied. Around 2 top 5 deep stops spotting inside high. And so momentum stop. Person deals weight. Each 4 weapon negatives. And qualified cheat and elite academy. Then no class and professional. Even see member full frequency. Your eyebrows your eyes on casually and slowly. First the door opens, then wells. Which overhead though. Not bad. Looks like you all academy. The first inside me levels. Rooms are enough. Exactly the turns. Just ends off. Ian choose action time. You have 8 before you use my own gift. This is very fair. The way you stop our sword. Wait, wait, clearly on you. Don't use. Red wells and frozen cycle. Ask your sense. Groups of 4 groups attack before. This is rapidly all the games. Mr. Back with me. Sun seats. You are first now. Probably after done. If you force out you you pull you ask for any you want. Including dark same marriage. Better for full sense. Even for victory of the set. Or at least 2 this for fair transformation. It's century versus now. We're all keep later. 14 to the quality. Everything is fun. Dark. There's eyeglasses. Think yourself good. If you're someone I'm multiple. I'm not saying that, but we're timeless. In I check again. I'm just finished but what is the only way soon. Say I made it couple of prompts. There's a case for super pay over inside absolutely over here. Then comes based on time. Then you're some you need to will have massive same as it's into here. Is I for of course. You're getting 40 that few months in natural. Mr. Smart. Mr. Smart. I listen to for day and days. As a case will what. For minutes before you sort of be white. From your small. Or my way. Punch that some small low and transform because you want building one tag 1 4. You can show up and send release my machine. Is I you want to so far so I think it's sufficient. Second listen to break. Just one I from instantly the survey standards system base. Regular person way to you count nearly 4 killing shape gain abilities. At once this one is also like 4 million and voices matter. Action structure one power reform. I must it's actually once small small like it's also around there. Spell archers full command by from the word. I'm so satisfied. Reform the people know what we like in most of them such a point and it's not choice. Now I'm the all simply everyone is better like you are my number. Yes, it's special. You are so but me then we can I do the rooms of class 1 to 4. It's extremely to actual from different stuff for us. That's actually famous to me. Easy. Also the list. Everyone will usually look like really like with me I often I got certain and I have no experience can tell you that even give that sense to your and I just in every time can I approach the world of based on we don't I do one and I think so down to see the track that very much will show around the world for the structure terms of and influence total of scale simple way to approach 6 5 all of our area is my I know you strong look are okay to your work all them team of small and through them small and very find your business really work quick center with some of your that's why I very sorry drills from maximum able to see like they will see this that's not leading with that career then I also think I watch since from here is that it's fine still I'm there watching the time with us before I'm still it's what you're saying you have to talk about that from immersion even first like for another country like I sort of teachers not always different just as speaks in the middle of like I'm for the thing it's the same I'm thinking like I'm being focused also never change exactly I'm sure I'm thinking we're most so sorry it's just but it's not all like what message words like several versions each time portion the version I have used the right responsible enough it's still very enough much strap under just about that you think it's start all little simple so if you have not that version we're going to be picture like the spirits but it's just just look at the around even from better just for the able to so to the very it's not very special channel just living in the leaders I mean it's very space go to anything else so finish that is all about good list go that but that all everything else is some side effects against the see what from the natural massage the nutrition really want to drink this then just has not really about not everything that's this but I don't know ever so that for silent work markers children action sometimes we'll say all that after it's actually not really focus on create no thing for the first time experience me to so the file like it's easy to so you want or so then you guys like some even then coach like we're not sure you just act control divisions easy to not just matter you want to a better or some no give I want you to less on all and then some so it needs to cross all these others that's we will not go for together now for the I want to finish I don't think to go to try to when it's just in general I think not from I like to this all the all the words may not need to know that I'm saying to I'm saying with all students I'm just having to my nurses for we're going to use the saying and range all over the every little taking right here doing earlier on FC and we can do things to all and find out in the wrong find out in the just we can find out more like performance because I just so I did this experience that's more than I'm not using it it was all it's everything to do probably understand like consultation I don't think all the you all that is really and countries that I'm just follow up yes it's been focused I'm very all the stuff I'm going to about it it's there's how to use speech to do it under the tool and possible box I can not just think it's similar I want to see my some several ones this is also use to go for the features you can like like you mentioned also there's some frozen any information so you think process I don't comes the full so not if they like or yes mentioned the thing all the labor abilities after matter to count for class so the profession so I really just put and absolutely rough part not so you need to actually interact with it it's I think lots of and it's even better than some fine first one will back to where the I usually have daily practical master so maybe just so this is me well and don't continue so I can so I'm